Hey everybody, so today we're going to be cleaning a Super Nintendo. So in order to actually open this up, you're going to need a specific type of screwdriver. It's called a Gamebit. Here, I'm going to show you the screws really quick. Here, there's one right here. You can see it's like kind of shaped. And here, I'll show you the actual bit. So this is what you're going to need right here. It looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a very specific screwdriver that you can't find in hardwares. You have to order it online. And if for those of you interested, I could provide a link. So let's just look at this console really quick. So there's some like dirt right there, just dirt everywhere, kind of, and there's some dirt right here too. The buttons don't stick at all, so that's good. And under here, there's just like some marker and some like blue stuff right there. And we'll be able to get all that out of there. So we're gonna turn this over, and we're gonna use our Gamebit. Mine came with a set of two, the ones I ordered online, and this is the bigger one is for the consoles, and the smaller one is for the cartridges. So there's 6 screws. There's one right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. So I'm gonna unscrew those, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I managed to get all the screws out, and here's the bottom of the console, and here's the top. And right now we're going to focus on the top. So we're going to put the bottom to the side really quick. And we're going to focus on this guy right here. Alright, so now we're going to take all the screws out. And these screws just use a regular Phillips head screwdriver. So you're not going to need to use the Gamebit for this one. And I'll be right back once I get all these screws out. Alright, so I managed to get all the screws out, and there's actually one that's kind of hidden, and it's under this this thing right here. So there's this washer right here. You just get that out of the way. That had a screw in it, and then just lift this up. And there was one right there. Alright, so now we can proceed further. In order to get this part right here, we're going to have to take this spring off right here. So it might be a little bit tricky, so if you're not comfortable with it, it's fine to just put this back together and just get as much dirt and stuff with spot cleaning before you close this back up. But if you want to proceed, so you just take this screw or this spring out right here, and I'll just try to do that on camera. All right, so for this part, I'm going to be using some tweezers just because it'll be easier to get it out. All right, and there we go. I got the spring out. Just make sure you put it in a safe place where it won't get lost. But now this part comes off. And then you could just take this, use some soap and water, and just clean it right out. It looks pretty dirty. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be cleaning this out. Alright, so now we can actually strip this down further. And in order to take this part off, you just grab it like this and just pull it back, and it comes out just like that. Just put that aside. And then in order to take out these buttons right here, you have to squeeze these pieces of plastic right there and right here. And I'll do those off camera really quick. Alright, so I managed to take those out. And you can actually strip this down even further. So let's just turn this around. And you can actually take this part right here and this part right here. So you just lift it up or push these through, and it just comes off just like that. And so does this part right here. And there we go. We've fully stripped the top part of the Super Nintendo. And right now, I'm just going to go use some soap and water and a toothbrush and just brush out all the dirt and stuff I can. And I'll be right back with an update. Alright, so I washed the top part of the console, and I only brought back the parts that are that actually have some scuff marks on it. But as you can see, it cleaned up pretty well. And the only reason that I brought this part is because it has a scuff mark right here. And what I like to use is Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser, which is just really fine sandpaper with bleach in it. And what I do is just wet one end and then wring out the water, and then just scrub against the scuff mark. And it takes the scuff mark right away. So yeah, If you see any scuff marks anywhere, just use Mr. Clean's magic eraser. But if there's anything that has like a label, like you don't have to worry about this, but if it was like a label that like sticks on or doesn't stick on, but you know, like this one right here, if you use Mr. Clean's magic eraser, it'll take that right out. So be careful with that. So I'm gonna use the Mr. Clean's magic eraser on any scuff marks I see, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I took all the scuff marks from the top part of the console, and now we're going to move on to this part of the console now. And if you want to take this off, you're going to have to lift this part right here and just pull it, and it comes out just like that. And we can just put this part aside and make sure you keep an eye on the spring. Just put it somewhere safe so you just don't lose it. Otherwise, you won't be able to eject the games out properly. So just put that aside, and I'll wash this off camera. Alright, so now we can just look at this, and it's really dirty, it's really nasty. And what I'm going to do is just spot clean it and use some compressed air to get all the stuff out. So right now I'll just use the compressed air. And let's see if, how much dust flies out of there. Alright, so I blew compressed air out of there, and it took a lot of the dust that was out of there, but now I'm just going to go ahead and grab some Q-tips. Alright, so I grabbed some Q-tips, and now I'm just going to spray it with some Windex. Just like this. And then I'm just going to do some spot cleaning in order to clean this guy out. And this might take a while, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I managed to spot clean as much as I could, and it looks pretty good considering that I didn't, I could only use a Q-tip and like some paper towels. But the last thing we're going to do now is clean this cartridge slot right here. And what you're going to want to do is get a card, just like a credit card or any plastic card, and you're going to want to wrap it in a cloth. And I just use a cloth just from like that I used to clean my glasses. And so you're going to wrap it like this, the top part, and then you're going to want to spray some Windex on there, just like this, and on the other side. And then you're going to want to go in the cartridge slot, just like this. Here, just make sure this is nice and tight. And then you're going to want to go up and down. And there's like some points right here that are really hard to get to, and there's actually a thing blocking it. But if you could just like wedge like a corner, just try to get as much as you can like that, and just like this, and just continue to clean it as much as you could. And this will actually help the Super Nintendo read games a lot better. And then I like to use some compressed air in order to get any excess moisture out. Just like this. And it should be good to go. And if you want to like clean these controller ports, just take a Q-tip, spray some Windex on it, and just get in those. And then just make sure to get the moisture out. And also the same for the connectors right here, but I don't recommend going into the power because that could mess up your power. Alright, now that we cleaned out the console as much as we can start putting it back together. So, what I like to do here is, I have the eject button right here. Just turn it upside down and make sure this part goes in like this. So, just turn it like this, and then you're going to want to put it in like so. And then you're going to want to take that spring, and then the bottom part of the spring goes on. There's like a little hole right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just make sure that's connected. So I managed to get the eject button on, and it could be really tricky. So if you're having trouble with it, just be patient with it, and you'll get it eventually. But now we can actually start reassembling this, and I'm just gonna go get the plastic parts, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the parts for the top part of the console, and now we're just gonna put it back together. So what I like to do is just put the face plates back on, and this one just goes on like this. Here, this part, like that, just like this. Or actually, that's upside down, but like this. So then this just clicks back in. All right, now that I got that on, we could put on this faceplate right here, and that just also clicks in, just like that. And now we could put this part on. Here, actually go like this. And then you're gonna wanna, here, that fell out. But you're gonna wanna put your screws in that you took out earlier, and then once you're done with that, you could attach it to the bottom part of the console. Alright, so I managed to get all the screws on, and now we can just put this back together and just put those 6 Gamebit screws that we took off earlier and just screw them back on. Alright, so we got all the screws on now, and since we didn't take any other electronics out, we're just going to do some spot cleaning for the bottom right here. And what I like to do is just put some Windex on a paper towel, and then we're just going to wipe it down, and then whatever like dirt and stuff we can't get rid of, we'll just use Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser, and I'll just show the end result of that. Alright, so I got the bottom of the console clean, and I got all of the marker off, which is pretty good. And then one last thing I like to do, which is completely optional, is to get a paper towel and just spray it with lemon or with Pledge, and I'll just bring back the sheen of the console that I had before. So you just spray it on like this, and then you just wipe it on against the console. Alright, and there it is. Now let's see if it works. Alright, so I got the Super Nintendo hooked up to the TV right here. I'm going to turn it on, and let's see if it works. Alright, and it's looking good. So that's it. And I'm going to do like a before and after picture just to show you guys what the console looked like before and what it looks like after. Alright, so thanks for watching.